Hey, what's happening, y'all? This is Dealer Destro with another G.I. Joe Modern Era uh, video review. And for this video, this is kind of a bonus. I wasn't expecting to be able to post a review on this dude, but I had bought a lot of these figures, and when they arrived, like this one here, literally just like I don't know what happened. But I worked things out with the seller. He made it right. So long story short, we're here. And I figured, what the heck? Might as well just throw up a review and make the best out of the situation. This dude was supposed to be a mint on, like a carded addition to my collection, but because of circumstances surrounding, I don't even know what happened. Like this bit of business here, I guess it just wasn't meant to be. So anyway. The good thing is I'm spared from having to demonstrate my surgical skills. So, with that, I guess let's get this show on the road here. So as per the usual, we're gonna do things a little different here. So I'm gonna get that out of the way here, and then we'll take a look at the card art. So this is the Point Man, codename Spearhead, and I want to say his Bobcat's name is Max. Yep, right there. Bobcat, Max. All right, so there's the file card for those of y'all that want to read up on that. And then the artwork, I must say, is pretty astounding. This probably has to be another one of my favorite presented art card art. Capturing, I mean, it nails the figure, I think. And then you got old Max down here, and I don't know, like I remember Max being pretty, like I don't know, I get that it's a Bobcat, which is really weird. This figure was from an era when they first started doing like the crazy color, like his camo was like neon orange, and for here they kind of they toned it down a bit, but it still kind of screams that like late 80s early 90s esque era here. And this is when they started partnering these guys with weird pet companions. Like I don't know what a Bobcat is going to do for a guy in this situation, but whatever. I mean, it works. Turning around the card, here's a close-up of the artwork, and again, this is clean, this is crisp, this is one of my favorite pieces of art to be included. And again, sorry, I know I kind of sped through that at the beginning there, but there's the file card for you to take a look at. And then we'll spare the surgical bit, and we'll get right down to business here. So comes with a stand, codename Spearhead. I like that these figures are still incorporating this. They're prefacing the name with the code name, just like for the 25th run to keep things consistent. And he comes. Actually, there's quite a bit of stuff in here. I guess let's talk this guy. So I don't think, how the originals were single cast, one color. Here, I must say, this is actually pretty nice. I mean, look at that. Look at the paint. They nailed the eyes. They painted the teeth. They even painted the inside of his mouth. And these paint apps are sharp. They are crisp. And then how it kind of, he gets the white blend, the white wash underneath here. I'm digging this. I'm digging this. Now, the big question is, will he stand? And I'm thinking he's gonna need some help. But anyway, that's a cool accessory nonetheless. I want to say this might be the same backpack that Repeater came with, and it is. Yep, we got the straps. You got the modernized G.I. Joe logo. You got the straps painted on the side. You got the hollow bit out, cast in a tan with the brown paint app. So looks good. He comes also, I had no idea that they included this, the tunnel wrap machine gun with the removable bipod. So I mean that's a plus, you know. And so one thing that I should note is it would be nice if they kind of just broke this up. This is a good mold. I mean, look at the detailing on that. This is actually one of my favorite gun molds from the line. And I mean, it looks good. Look, you got the detailing in there. You got the detailing on the grip, on the collapsible stock. You got the metal working in there. I mean, this is nice. Like, they should really start like breaking this up with like paint and such and whatnot. And then he comes with his standard issue, like I guess this is more like his signature gun that the vintage version came with, complete with the strap here. So you can probably, you know, shoulder that, or, you know, you hang this over his shoulder or his arm and such and such. So it looks like this whole thing here is cast in this gray, and then you got the black paint applications there. The strap is painted black, the handle's painted black. So this, see, it breaks it up pretty good. Breaks it up nice. I like when they do that. That's a nice touch. So also comes with, holy moly, that was on there. And we've seen this rifle before too. We've seen it with the Steel Brigade. We've seen it with a plethora of updated modern era Joes. So the handle for front grip, I should say, is painted, and you got some nice paint accents there on the handle. So again, it's nice when they do it. You know, when they do it, it definitely makes a difference. And then he also comes with, it looks like, holy moly, survival knife. Nothing we haven't seen before. This knife, this thing has been used pretty much with the Night Viper. Every like come with the Jungle Viper. I don't remember if the Jungle Viper came with a knife or not, but we've seen this knife before. So black handle. Looks like the paint chipped off there where it was in his hand. Not a big deal, because I won't be displaying him with the knife. Now that I guess I have him loose to display. So I guess getting right into the figure here, since, you know, this we're already going. This he looks good. He looks good. Solid paint apps all around. Removable helmet. I want to say that head sculpt might be the Dollar General Duke head sculpt, perhaps. That's what it's looking like. I could be wrong. Helmet is the one that came with the Dollar General Duke, and this helmet has been issued with another figure, with other figures as well. Can't remember offhand which ones, but this is, I mean, we've seen this helmet before. So the bullet, and is that, what is that? Is that, that's bizarre. Oh, I see what they did. So this, nice. Okay, that's a nice touch. I'm not, so the rubber bands here are holding, this is just a standard bullet, I don't even know what the heck I'm supposed to call this. Bullet strap stuff thingy that pegs into here. So really, really nice. I think that's a smart use of parts. I probably would have preferred that maybe it was glued. So then you got the grenades here, which are painted, and then you have the straps here, which are also painted. So this looks really good. I can't not really much to complain about. I mean, look at this. The belt is cast in brown, but they painted the grenades. They used gray and black. I mean, this is nice. Oh wow, he's got a knife sculpted on here with the handle painted. This is really good. Wow. maybe I'm not so mad about not having this guy on card. This is a great figure. This really is a great figure. The orange camo accents are done very clean. Even where they kind of hit this joint right here, it looks good. A little crazy right here on that joint, but I mean it's nothing to be mad about. So let's see. So the head goes left to right. We'll just get an articulation. No problems there. It is not impeded at all by this collar here. Arms. So this looks like the Shock Trooper torso, full on, and I think it's a good use of parts for this figure. So you get the 360 degrees, even with the bullets on the shoulder there, that side as well. Elbows, because of the sculpt, it's a modernized sculpt, so you get a little bit more bend at the elbow than what you would. Also has the updated wrist pivot, and again, it looks like these were cast in the correct plastic. Doesn't appear to be painted. As I'm moving this, notice there's no wear in there, which is a plus. I love it when they do that. I think it's the smart way to do it. I think they should always do it that way. But again, I don't, I'm not a figure designer. I don't know what the cost incurred is. It should also be noted that the paint apps on the eyes are exceptionally done. That looks great. So, all right, moving down. So since this incorporates that the Viper Shock Trooper Pursuit of Cobra leg sculpt, it does have a tendency to flare out because this is sculpted a little thicker on the bottom here, which is not a problem. You do not get the updated ankle articulation, but you get the standard issue articulation nonetheless. And at this scale, I mean, what are we talking about here? We have 1 point of articulation, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. You got 17 points of articulation on a 4-inch figure. So I don't know what more you could want or what more we could expect at this scale. This here, I just want to note, this is exactly the kind of figure, this is exactly what I want in a club figure. Granted, there is nothing new parts-wise, but the creative use of the parts in assembling this figure, the smart use of the bullets here. I'm trying to think of the term for this, and I'm trying to blank. The vest use here. I want to say this might have been a... Whose vest was this? This vest was used in the 25th line at some point. Maybe Clutch? Yeah, I think it might have been Clutch's vest. Regardless, smart use of the parts here. Seriously. The legs, will he sit in a vehicle? We didn't cover that. Yes, he will with no problems. It should be noted, though, the leg is a little sort of, it has this tolerance thing going on here, but not, for me, not really that big of a deal. However, should be noted. That's probably a quality varies from figure to figure type thing, and you can kind of see there he's kind of like, whoop, can't hold his own weight. But that, you know what, I'm talking about it, but does it make me like this figure any less? No, I got plenty of Joes that have, modern era Joes that have this problem. That's just the cost of doing business with the metal T-joint. It can probably be fixed by unscrewing the leg and maybe dabbing some super glue on the metal there, letting it cure, putting it back on, or I might have like a spare rubber piece that they usually incorporate here for those joints. Not that big of a deal to me. However, this guy on the secondary market right now, his prices are a little crazy. But we'll go ahead and get him geared up, come back, and we'll talk some final thoughts on this guy. All right, so here he is, kind of all geared up. And again, this figure looks great, in my opinion. This is another one of those just fine examples of when the club does something right and they execute. Now, granted, again, I know that I've said it before that, and I'm going to go ahead and stop this. There's nothing new here, parts-wise, except for perhaps the Bobcat. But this is exactly what you want from a club figure. This is a smart use of parts, and again, executed very well. Do I recommend this figure? Yes. Oh yeah. Now that, I mean, again, this is supposed to be my mint on card. Due to unfortunate circumstances, I'm not sure. I can't speak to what happened here. But nonetheless, I'm happy to have him added to my collection. He will be going in the display case that I have that's dedicated to kind of this caliber figure for club exclusives only. Sorry, I forgot to include his knife there. But yeah, absolutely, I recommend this figure. Again, though, the secondary market price on this guy is it's at a point where it's a little crazy. And ultimately it's going to come down to how much do you like this character? As a kid, I love this character. I had a couple buddies actually, Steven and Brennan. They both had this figure, and whenever I would go over there, he would be part of, I would borrow from their army, and he was always one of my go-to guys. And I don't know, like maybe the fact that he had a pet companion kind of made him cool. Maybe it put him in that same level of prestige as maybe Snake Eyes because he had Timber, Mutt because he had Junkyard, Law because he had Order, so on and so forth. But yeah, this was one of my favorite figures as a kid. Never managed to procure one though, so I have him now, and I'm glad that I have him, even though he's not carded. But whatever, I'm over it. So anyway, I know this is he's kind of an older figure. I think he was from the third run figure subscription service. I don't remember offhand now. But yeah, I mean, if you see him, if you are offered a trade, jump on it. Don't know what he goes for loose. That's also another option to consider too. If you're not a strictly carded guy, which I'm not. I have a bunch of loose stuff. I actually display a majority of my stuff loose. The club stuff is the stuff I usually tend to keep carded these days. Anyway, I hope you guys found this video informative. If you like what you see, please go ahead and subscribe. There's plenty more videos on the way. So till next time, hope you guys take care and catch y'all on the flip side. Thanks.